Hey guys, the Common Man here. So I have another just affordable knife review for you. This is kind of a long time coming. This knife's been out for a while and it's in a couple of different versions actually. But today you'll see which version I have, and I'm actually pretty happy with this one. I really, really do enjoy it. So obviously what we have here is a Vosteed. This particular model is going to be the Raccoon in 14C28N. It's going to have the stone-washed blade, black micarta, but yeah, you'll see more once we get into it, so let's go ahead and do just that. You can see packaging is pretty simple. You just get a box, but you also get a very nice zipper pouch with a cool little Velcro emblem on there. You could always put different Velcro patches on there too, so these are definitely reusable. I always reuse these zipper pouches. So we'll open it up, and then inside, of course, you get the knife itself, and you also get a nice microfiber cloth, which is always a nice little added touch. I always use these things, and I really am happy to see knives coming with those. So for the knife itself, so this actually first came out, I believe actually the original version was in a button lock version, and I know that that thing had some issues. People were having a lot of problems with the lock failing. I guess the button lock geometry wasn't quite right, and so with even, you know, just moderate pressure against the spine of the blade, the lock was disengaging, which is, you know, that's a pretty big deal. A locking knife should be locking, and you know, it should take a considerable amount of force for that lock to fail, and from what I understand, just a simple tap on the back spine was causing it to fail. So you can see that this is not the button lock version, which I'm happy about. This is the I guess you call it the Benchmade calls it the axis lock. I believe they call it the crossbar lock on this model. I wonder if it says anything on here. It is, yeah, it doesn't say what they call the lock, but anyway, I'm pretty sure they just call it a crossbar lock. A lot of different names since the patent was up. You know, but a lot of different companies are taking these locking styles, this locking style, kind of coining it as their own, and everyone's doing a really awesome job with it. And I am happy to say that this actually does come with, I can show you this, it does come with some extra springs. Let's see. Well, here's all the goodies in the package, but you can see that it does come with an extra set of springs, which I'm assuming are probably stiffer so that you can kind of tune this the way that you want it. And if they are the same tension, then at the very least you get a couple extra springs. Oh, and look at this. I actually missed this. If we can get it out of there. Very, very cool sticker. I love that. Super cool. I'm a big sticker guy. Anything that comes with a sticker, I get real amped up about it. Kind of ridiculous, but I do love my stickers. So anyway, this is the crossbar lock version, and let's just go ahead and open it up. So that's got really nice action. It seems to operate really well. Let's go ahead and try the reverse flick. Yep, that works really great. So I've definitely used this a bit. I've played around with it a bit. Haven't really given it much pocket time but to be honest with you, you know, it's a pretty straightforward knife. This one, I'm pretty confident I can give you a pretty good idea of the knife, its overall quality and things, after just a relatively short period of use. But overall, yeah, you know, it's a great design. Sort of reminiscent of like a cleaver style blade, just a great EDC blade. It's got this soft, gentle, you know, upward sweep to the edge there. It's got that nice low tip in reference to the center line of the handle. So for the puncture and draw cuts, it's going to be very, very comfortable. And it's got these nice little swedges cut out. Gives it a little bit of a design, you know, a little more character. And then also, you know, maybe lighten up that blade a little bit, because you know, it's not a thick blade stock, but the fact that it carries this large profile out towards the tip does make it a little bit on the heavier side. So any weight reduction is a good thing. And speaking of weight reduction, there is actually considerable weight reduction down in the scale, or the liners there. But yeah, nice flat grind, full flat, or not full flat, but it's a flat grind all the way up, you know, very, very high up on this blade. And you can see that it maintains that nice flat grind at an angle out here, so it gives you a relatively robust tip. It's not too fine. You can see that it's got plenty of meat there behind that tip, so it's going to be a good sturdy blade. Look at that sharpening choil. The sharpening choil is great on this thing. It definitely gives you plenty of life on that blade. You'll be able to sharpen that tons of times before you get up into the plunge cut there. And that's done extremely well. And it actually does provide a nice place for your pointer finger to rest as a forward choil. Whether it was intended or not, I'm guessing it was, because it's plenty roomy and it's actually quite comfortable there. And then of course you can hold it back here. And to be honest, if you hold it back here, you actually don't have too much room here. My pinky is sort of hanging on the edge right there, so it kind of seems like the intended grip may be just like this, with your forward finger right up in this choil area, because back here, although your pinky could kind of sit on the downward angle there, or that upward, depending on the orientation, but either way, it's a pretty comfortable knife. Pocket clip doesn't provide too much, doesn't give you too much of a hot spot. It's kind of right where you want it to be, kind of right in the center of that handle, putting it right in the crease of your palm there. Really good ergos. It's got jimping up here, up above the two thumb studs, which gives you a little bit of traction. Not very aggressive jimping, not very deep, but it does give you just a little bit of traction there. Minimal billboarding on this blade as well. You can see Raccoon 14C28N, Vosteed, kind of the bare minimum of what you need on a blade. Probably, in my opinion, even more than what you need. I don't really think you need to be putting the model name on there, but you know, whatever. Brand and blade steel. That's generally all I really need to see on a blade. But it doesn't look bad. They did it minimally, which I like. Thumb stud positioning is great. Definitely not in the path of the of your cuts. You can see that it's plenty far back away from the edge, so you can get, you know, full access to that blade, and you know, downward cuts, straight on cuts. You're not going to be obstructed by that thumb stud, which is very nice. The blade, or I'm sorry, the handle material is also extremely nice. You can see it's got this black kind of canvas micarta, little bit of you can see that little bit of like fraying around the edges, which I really don't mind. I don't think that's a big deal. I think it's kind of it's kind of to be expected when you get a kind of a rougher micarta, and I really like this sort of roughness, because it does provide a little bit of a grip on there, and you can see that these are already starting to kind of change color with the oils on my hands. I think it looks really, really great. And then it's not shadow boxed, which I like. I do generally prefer inset liners, and you can see that they did it here very nicely. So you're not seeing the liners on the outer edge of these scales, and that is definitely what I prefer. It gives a nice clean look. A lot of budget knives, you generally see those shadow box liners. I do like that they went with the kind of wraparound style scales on this model. It looks really great. You can see and the pocket clip is perfect. This is a perfect pocket clip. Plenty of access to the screws there. It doesn't have that you know, flat spot after that kind of rise where it kind of overcomes your pants seam. So no flat spot to get hung up on things. Plenty deep. I think it's a perfect deep carry clip. You know, it could have been a little bit deeper, but this is totally, that's nothing to worry about, that little bit above the pocket there. And you can see it is reversible, and they also give you a filler tab, which is always a nice little touch, so you don't have to worry about seeing a little hole or a big gap there. That looks great. And then they also threw in a lanyard hole for anyone who likes to put lanyards on their knives, and it's not getting in the way of anything. So yeah, ergonomics, overall fit and finish, build quality seems to be really nice. Very, very comfortable in the hand. And then let's talk about this lock. So like I said, the action is very good. This is running on bearings, and the thumb flick is great. The reverse flick, very, very nice, and it is plenty drop shutty. Not the smoothest thing in the world. Sometimes with these lower end kind of, I hate to say lower end, but these more budget oriented knives, you can kind of feel those bearings in there a little bit. You sort of feel them rolling around in their race, and you get a little bit of that with this knife. It's kind of to be expected with this price of a knife, but it's done good. It's absolutely locked out. There is no blade play up or down, no left or right blade play, anything like that. And I'm not feeling, let's go ahead and check it. I'm checking for lock stick. Yeah, no lock stick. It's really, really quite nice. Very smooth in the locking aspect. Like I said, the blade, you do get a little bit of that kind of rolling ball bearing kind of feel, but overall pretty nice, really nice action, and it's tuned very, very well. 14C28N, I'm always happy to see that. Overall, guys, I mean, I think this is a really great knife. We'll go ahead and do a size comparison just to give you an idea. the size of this guy. Pull out a couple of knives everyone should be pretty familiar with. Just the classic. These are two of my go-to knives. We got the Spyderco Para 3 and the Paramilitary 2. So size comparison, you can see with this angle of the camera, it's going to be hard to tell. We'll go ahead and just kind of tilt this up and bring that over. So you can see for size comparison, it's right about in line with the Para 3, kind of between the two, but size-wise, it's very similar to the Para 3. Let's see if we can get a couple other knives here just to give you an idea. Try to pull some things that we're all familiar with. Spyderco Delica, so you can see it is a little bit bigger than that. And then let's see, what else? Yeah, let's do Benchmade Griptilian, kind of a classic old guy. So it's a little bit smaller than the Griptilian. So size-wise, I mean, it's a really great size. It's kind of a medium-sized knife, and I think it's a perfect size for EDC. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have any issues with the size of this guy. So I'm kind of rearranging things here. But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, this is a great knife for the money. They're really, you know, Vosteed's doing incredible with their, try to get that mount out of the camera. There we go. They're doing great with their knives. This is the first example of a Vosteed that I've picked up, and so far I'm very happy with it. I'm excited to try more. If you guys have any other models that you'd like to see on the channel, leave a suggestion in the comments. I'd be happy to check them out. I try to keep, you know, some budget stuff coming in, a little bit more premium stuff, but the really high-end stuff we're kind of slowing down on because of, you know, I spend my own money to make these videos. So, you know, I can only buy so much. But anyway, yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I'd love to hear them. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like, leave a comment if you have anything you'd like to add. And if you want to see more of my videos, please consider subscribing. Thanks.